Hi everyone. So after a long gap, I'm making a video. Actually, I was not in my home for a couple of days. I was out of station, and for that's why I could not make the video. So for today onwards, I'm again resuming making videos. So in my last video, if I can remember that in my last video, I have explained class 10. I've started explanation of communication skills, type of communication skills of class 10. So as far as I remember, that I've explained uh, up to tips. I've explained up to verbal communication. The explanation of verbal communication was done. So now I will start written communication. So now I'll start explaining written communication. Okay. So see, so as I'll take this video's help. Just a minute. Uh, so today, I'll start with written communication. So if I resume the video, so uh, the person will read the lines, okay, and then I'll explain the topics. I'll explain the lines, okay. So it has been said that here that written communication means communicating through written words. Of course, when written communication means when we write something in a piece of paper and then we communicate through this. Suppose I am writing a letter to my class teacher, okay, of the school, or to the principal of the school. Then I am through this letter I am forwarding something to the principal that I want to do that thing. Suppose I want to take a leave for 5 days. So I'll write an application to the principal. So through that application, I will I will state my reason behind my taking leave. Okay, so I'll state the reasons behind my taking leave for absence for 5 days. So what are the things? What are the things which I will cover in the application? Okay, I am taking in as as a application as it is more as it is more you know I'm taking the example of school principal and leave application as it is more familiar to students. So if I write an application to student, if I write an application to the class teacher about taking leave, so through that application I will write what are the for what purpose I am taking that leave. So whatever things I will cover in that application, that this all procedure, this entire process is called written communication. Okay, so written communication is extensively used for official purposes. Yes, as I've said that I have given to my principals. This is a kind of official purpose. Okay, though it's the school is not an office for a student, so but it's a kind of official purpose. Okay, then another one the highlight one another important point is that writing is more valid and reliable than speech. Yes, when we say something with our mouth, that is its oral communication, it does not have that much value as compared to written communication. As this whatever we'll talk, whatever we'll talk, that's oral communication. Okay, so that does not have any valid proof. But when we write something on the on a paper, suppose I want to make an agreement with a person regarding any business or any sort of issue or any sort of thing. So when I will write that agreement, when I write the agreement, so that will become my that will become a document. Okay, so through that document I can show that I have that proof. Okay, so written communication is extensively useful for official purposes. Yes. Then it's also said that enables it um, enables receivers to take more time in reviewing the message and providing proper feedbacks. Let me resume. Yes. So this line means that means that uh, when I send a message to any so to a person that becomes my receiver. So that receiver will take more time. He will read the entire document, and based on that, he will give me a review. Okay. Suppose I have written that agreement. Okay. Well, I have written an agreement, a rough agreement. Okay. So and I have shown to my other person. Okay, to the other person, so that he, after reading this agreement, he will he will he will give the review that what is wrong here, what is right here. Okay, and a review will be given. Okay, so through that we can rectify these things if there is any mistake. And what it becomes, he gives me a proper feedback. So if in written communication, proper feedbacks, reviews, these things also matters. Okay, so now we'll see different forms of written communications. Yes, written communications are of like letters, as I've taken the examples of letter. Then reports. If I explain you, then when you consult a doctor, and and after hearing our problem or illness, the doctor gives certain test to perform. So when then we go to pathology lab and we do the test. So after doing the test, we get a report either in the form of plate or either in the form of a normal report, like in the FOSS sheet what we get. So that becomes a written language, a written communication, through in which the problem of the patient will be delivered details in detail. But the problems of the patient uh, will be mentioned properly. Okay, and based on that, the doctor will do the treatment. So this is an example I've cited here. Then it said that question is means the questions. Then manuals and yes, it's nothing. So now these days we can do written communication online. Okay, these days we can do written communication through our phone or through our laptops, like WhatsApp, emails. Messages like WhatsApp, emails, etc. are also used by So these days, the applications like WhatsApp, emails, these days applications like WhatsApp and emails, these have become very much helpful for persons to send messages. Okay, to convey messages. So these things becomes this has become a very important part of our life. Okay, so these are also known as online messaging apps. Okay, or e-messaging apps. So now we'll see tips to improve written communication. Yes, if we expand our vocabulary and learn new words, we can uh, will know the new words, and we can deliver these new words to the persons through that uh, we can uh, we can we can justify the things, we can deliver our thoughts to the people, okay, so that that person understand better. Yes, it's an important point. We should read regularly. If we read regularly, we know new words. Okay, so it's a benefit, and it gives us an idea that how to use these words correctly. Okay. Yes, we should improve our grammar also, because when we will speak in English, we have to improve. So we have to be aware of our grammatical skills. Okay, so we should not use. Suppose if I give an example. Suppose now I am going to school. So my sentence will be I am going to school. Neither it will become I was going to school, nor it will become I will go to school. So these things matters. We should know proper grammatical skills, okay, and use appropriate tense. This okay, and correct punctuation. Correct punctuation means where we use the correct punctuations. At the end of the sentence, we know we have to put full stop, which indicates that this sentence is over. Okay, and at the beginning of at the beginning of any answer, or at the beginning of any sort of at the beginning of any sort of written language, we should use capital letters. Suppose for if we write a letter to the principal, or if we write an application to the principal, the first letter will be in capital, that is to the principal we write. So t will be in my capital, and das t so these things matters. Okay, so particular format is there. Okay, so this is matter. And next we'll see, always write text keeping your audience in mind. Yes, we should always write text keeping to we should always write text keeping your audience in mind. Verbal communication is also further classified into two types. Number one is intrapersonal communication. So now we'll see what is interpersonal communication. See, intrapersonal communication, the main concept of intrapersonal communication is nothing but it is extremely private. This is the main point. It is undertaken to reflect upon or appreciating something. Okay, it includes in silent conversation we have with us. Interpersonal communications are the communications which is extremely private. Okay, these communications are extremely secret. These are secret communications. Okay, these are secret communication between a sender and receiver. Whatever the sender will convey to the receiver, whatever message the sender will convey to the receiver, these messages these messages is totally confidential. These messages are totally secret. So that the third person, apart from that two persons, suppose if I give you an example, person A and person B. Okay, person A, person B. So person A is sharing a message. Person A Person A is sharing a message to person B. He is conveying a message to person B. Okay, whatever message they will share, whatever talks they will share, this will become the, these talks are extremely private, these messages are extremely private. Okay, these are totally secret. Okay, so interpersonal communications are also called, we can also call it a secret communication. Okay, but this, okay, it includes another important point is notice, point is given here. It includes the silent conversation we have with ourselves. Okay, they talks very silently. Person A will give the messages, the person A will convey the messages to message to person B in a very silent manner, in a secret place they will talk, so that there is no leakage of their coming uh, of the communication of the message. Okay, now suppose person is conveying a message to person B, but in the middle person C is involved, a third person who is a third person. So then the communication then the communication will no longer be a secret, it will be an open communication. That C may leak their messages to other person, which will become an, you know, which will no longer be a secret. Okay, so these things matters. Okay, so this interpersonal communication, we call it also, we can also call it as secret or private communication. So this is the main concept of interpersonal communication. Now we proceed towards interpersonal communication. See, in interpersonal communication, in interpersonal communication, information is exchanged between two individuals. Okay, he is sending. Okay, it's suppose he is person A and she is person and he is person B. Both are he. Okay, so this person A, he is the sender. He is sending a message to person B. Okay, and he, after hearing the message, he is giving feedback to Mr. A. Okay, so Mr. A has given message, Mr. B has read the message, and based on the message, Mr. B is again Mr. B is giving feedback to Mr. A. Okay, so this becomes interpersonal skills. The difference between interpersonal skills and interpersonal skills is nothing but intrapersonal skill is totally secret. Okay, this this interactions, the interactions of interpersonal communication is totally secrets. Okay, and in interpersonal skills, the communication is not secret. It is interchanged, or it is exchanged between 2%, 3%. Here in this book, it's mentioned 2%, but it can also be interchanged. So it can also be exchanged between 2%, 3%, 4%, to many persons. It can be exchanged. Okay, because it's not a, because this type of communication is not a secret communication. This is the main difference. So now we will proceed to dyadic communication. Now we'll understand what is dyadic communication. Direct communication is nothing but direct communication is nothing but when communication takes place between two people. Okay, suppose if I again give an example, this is Mr. A and this is Mr. B. Okay, not this laptop. Okay, so this is Mr. and this is Mr. B. Whatever the Mr. A is communicating to Mr. B, okay, so this is called dialectic. This process is known as dialectic communication. Of course, it's a communication, but the process, the name of the communication is dialectic communication. Di means two. For example, is two friends talking face to face or two business colleagues using a telephone or an email. Okay, when there is two, that becomes dyadic communication. Now we'll proceed towards small group communication. Say, small group communications are nothing but when there are two yes, when there are more than two people involved, when suppose four or five people are discussing about a meeting or about a uh, program, that how it can be arranged, how it can be organized, that they're doing a conference. So this becomes a small group communication. Small group communications is nothing but, if I show the scenario here, yes, video conference is also a small group communication. Suppose to make the students understand. Hmm. Suppose he is the principal of a school and these three are the students. Now let the COVID-19 come back. COVID-19, which started in the year 2020 and ended in almost in about in 2022, the last 2022 end. So now, so now let COVID-19 again return. Okay. So if now again there is a lockdown in the entire world, or suppose there is a lockdown in the entire India, what will happen? The again so school will again transform to online classes. So I'm just deciding an example. So what will happen? Suppose is the principal is taking class and the three students are listening his lecture. Okay, so this is a video conference. This is not only a class. This is not only an online class. It's a video conference. What do we call it in standard language? Okay, so this is an this is a small group communication. Okay, some other important highlight points of communication are the small group communication are is that the number of people involved in this type of communication is small. Okay, it can be 4 to 5, maximum 5. Okay, which allows each participants to interact and converse with the other. Okay, it allows a smooth participation. Okay, in this case, only one person speaks at a time and the others listen. Suppose here is the principal is talking now and students are listening. Okay, so this makes the communication easier. Okay, so after the examples are given, like press conference, board meetings, teleconference, etc. Now we'll proceed towards public communication. See, public communication. This type of communication takes place when one individual addresses a large gathering of people. Suppose, if I show you, Suppose he is the suppose this man, he is the prime minister. Suppose he is the prime minister of our country. Of course, the prime minister of our country is Narendra Modi. Okay, so but I'm citing here an example. Suppose he is the prime minister of the country, and these are the citizens of the country. Okay, so now he went to a program and he's giving speech he's giving speech in uh, he's giving speech to the uh, citizens of citizens of the country, the people for present here. Hmm. So this public speech, he's giving speech at a vast area, at a vast area, at a vast population. Okay, where there are countless number of people. Okay, he's giving speech he in where there is countless number of people gatherings and hmm, there is a vast number of people and vast area of place. So when a person gives speeches to to a public place where there are more than thousands of people or countless number of people, it becomes public speeches. So that's all this that's all for that's all for written communication. So now we'll see functions of verbal communication. Okay, so functions of verbal communication I will explain in my next video. Thank you so much.